Hello, everyone. This is Francesca Vigliani from CloudAcademy. Thank you for joining us for this webinar. It is so great to see so many of you connected to this session. Thank you for taking some time away from your day to be with us. So before introducing our speakers, just a few housekeeping announcements. I'd like to remind you that this webinar is being recorded and will be shared with you via email. During the webinar, we will leave time for your questions at the end, so feel free to add them in the chat box and our experts will answer them during the final Q&A. Okay, I'm all done with the announcement, so without further ado, let me introduce you to our speakers, Bryony Harrower and Stefano Giacone.
Thank you. I guess we can get started. So let me get started. All right. So hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the webinar. So I'm Bryony. I'm one of our enterprise product managers at CloudAcademy. And today I'm going to show you some recently introduced features which really upgraded our team and user management capabilities in CloudAcademy. And this supports more organizational management, more complex organizations, and also training programs. So I'm not going to talk for too long, just because I want to let Stefano really go thoroughly into the training side of things. But let's take a look at how you can prepare for deploying those kind of training programs using our new organizational features. So we're here right now in our management dashboard, and this is our new organization management page. As you can see, we have this whole organization here at our fingertips. We can check our members, our license usage. We can export all of this data directly from the screen, and we can create a new team if we need to onboard them to CloudAcademy. So in our latest release, we added support for nested teams or subteams. And this has made it super easy for you to do a few new things that were much more difficult before. So you can now really reflect your whole organization within CloudAcademy with your managers, your team managers at this top level, having full visibility on all their direct and indirect reports. It's also much easier now to create training teams. So for example, a team that contains a mixed group of people from other organizational teams, but they are all working on the same certification. Or for example, a group of people who are all working on the same sort of job role training plan at the same level. So another thing that you might notice is we've also introduced tag functionality here. And this is something that will allow you to tag a team, search on that tag, and then cross-reference effectively across the platform on various team attributes. So this could be location, division, cloud provider maybe, primary skill. There's lots of use cases for using the tag functionality there. It's also really easy from here to jump into other areas of our management dashboard. So you can, for example, jump in and view a team's assigned training and then view a team's analytics. And another kind of really great way of using the subteam functionality is to get more accurate aggregated data. So at the moment, you can look at a top level team like this certification initiatives team. And if you need to break it down and see more granular data, then it's super easy and helps you when you're both either viewing data in the platform or maybe using our export functionality. So if we jump into, for example, one of our job role teams here, we can see an overview of the team's training plan, and Stefano will talk to you in much more depth about those training plans. You can see a summary of their skill growth over time, their onboarding, their training history, and the training plans they've completed. And again, it's really easy here to see sub-teams, managers, members, everything that you would expect to see about this team. Equally, it's very easy to change something here if you see something that might be out of sync. For example, maybe you would prefer that this user actually doesn't have access to content because they don't need it for their role. We've also really amplified our search capability. So we've given you guys a powerful new tool. If we go into our search here, and it really allows you to search across the whole organization to find specific teams, specific members, groups of users. For example, we can filter directly into users who have been invited. And then it allows you to directly action these things from here. We could resend their invitation email. And finally, we've made a few changes to our license model to make it really simple and easy for people who just need to do this kind of organizational management to do their job. So we now only charge for content access, and that means the only users who need to train on CloudAcademy need to pay for a license. Users who just need to do things like managing teams, assigning training, viewing reports and analytics, building content, all of those users are effectively free. And it's really just as simple as finding the user, let's have a look, and removing their content access, as I've shown you before, and vice versa if it's the other way around. So with this change, managers are really empowered to manage their teams without needing to pay for a license. We also have a role for people who only need access to this section potentially, so skill profiles, analytics, and reports. And those users we call stakeholders or team stakeholders, and you can add these now to any team at any level, and they will have access to the data only for the team that they're in. And so, yeah, finally, I just wanted to add that we've got even more exciting stuff coming in this kind of arena on our 2021 roadmap at CloudAcademy. So we're really trying to make user management, team management, and a training plan deployment very, very automated and easy for you guys. So one thing we will be looking at in the near future is an Active Directory sync and also other similar systems. So that will allow all your users to be imported just automatically. And then we'll take that even further to allow you to add custom attributes from those systems or directly in CloudAcademy against those users, effectively tags that are applied to those users, and then automate your training plan deployments on teams or users based on those tags. So hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to do another webinar later in the year to highlight how that's progressed and show you how that all works. And to be honest, that's pretty much it from my side of things. So ask away if you've got questions on that, and we will definitely come back to those at the end. And otherwise, I'm going to hand over to Stefano to show you this important part of the whole thing, which is how we get from here to the users on their training plans.
Yeah, thank you, Bryony. Okay, so Stefano here. I'm product manager at CloudAcademy, and as Bryony was saying, I'm focused on the training side of the platform. So today I wanted to present you a new section that we recently added to the training library. So here you're looking at the training library on CloudAcademy, and I'm talking about this new job role section that you find at the top left here. So basically here we added some new content that will help you reach a specific goal, a specific job role. So for example, let's suppose that I want to become a software engineer and I'm interested in Python, but I'm kind of new to Python. So here we have a starter plan. So we call this training plan, and we will see together how they differ from the other type of content that you are accustomed to on CloudAcademy. But of course, if you are already in an intermediate programmer in Python, you might want to look at the proficient training plan that we also have. So let's suppose that I go here. So basically, what's a training plan? Well, a training plan, first of all, it's made by few chapters. So here we can see a couple of chapters. You can expand to see what's the content. So here we have our first chapter, Python for Beginner. We have few courses, labs, and also an exam, a final exam, and also a lab challenge. So to validate that you learn what you studied in the first courses. As you can notice, this training plan starts with a pre-test. So if you already knew something about Python, you can try this test to see how much you know. And at the end, there is a post-test that will help you understand how much you learn from this training plan. But of course, don't worry about the pre-test. If you are completely new to Python, you can just, skip it without any issues. So what are the other important features of a training plan? Well, when you start a training plan, so let's do it together. when you start a training plan, it will ask you how much time you want to commit on a weekly basis studying this topic. So, for example, you can see here, you can simply slide the weekly commitment and we calculate automatically the due date. So some companies allow people to study 1 hour per week on their chosen topic. So you can put 1 hour. Or if, I don't know, you have a goal, a specific goal, you can also set manually the due date. For example, let's suppose we want to finish this by end of May, and the weekly commitment will be computed automatically. So let's suppose that we are now happy with the configuration. Let's review and confirm. So here is just a recap of what we are going to assign ourselves. And then, okay, we have our new training plan here in our user dashboard. So as you can see, I already consume part of the training plan. So all the progress that I already did on this content is taken in consideration. And yeah, here you can see the commitment per week, it decreased compared to previously because I already consume part of the content. So the weekly commitment is kept in automatically with the pace that you are studying. For example, I'm 33 days ahead. And as you can see, of course, the due date is the one that we set.
Hey, Stefano, sorry for interrupting. Just a quick question. Are those settings customizable according to my organization's goals then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you click here, on the 3 dots, you can change the due date, easy as that. So if for any reason you are late on the training plan or something changed, you can simply change accordingly the due date, and easy as that.
Okay, that's really great. And since you were talking about training plans, but also learning paths, could you please tell us a little bit more about what the difference is between a training plan and a learning path?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Great question. I know that a lot of people are kind of confused with the new training plan. So here I'm again inside the training library, and I selected one of the kind of old categories, or the categories that we already have in the library previously compared to job role. So here I'm in the Amazon Web Services Learning Path section. So let's select a random learning path. For example, working with AWS databases. So this is a learning path. As you can see, a learning path is made up by courses, exam, and lab. So you can see a learning path is basically a chapter of a training plan. So, but the biggest difference between a learning path and a training plan is that when you start a learning path, it doesn't ask you to set a due date. It doesn't ask you how much time you want to commit on this, and it will not be displayed as the first thing on the dashboard. So basically, if you start a learning path, you will find it here inside the activity tab. While if you assign yourself a training plan, it will be the first thing you see when you go back to your dashboard. And also, very importantly, a training plan will help you reach your goal, because we will send you on a weekly basis progress email to remind you of the goal that you set and how much time you still need to study to reach this goal.
Okay, and let's say that if I want to study something that is not included in a training plan that was assigned to me, can I assign myself content that is not part of an already crafted training plan?
Yeah, this is a great question. So let's see how to do this. Let me delete this training plan, because currently we can only self-assign one training plan at a time, because we wanted that you have one single important goal. So let's see how we can assign a learning path as a training plan. So let me go back just to be sure you get it. So I'm going to this Create Personal Training Plan button, the top right. You click here, and now you can select one of the already crafted training plans. These are the same that you can find in the library, or create a custom training plan. And let's add a new step like AWS database that we were looking before. So we can select this, confirm selection, okay, save and continue. Now, again, we can set how much time we want to study this learning path. So let's say that we want to study 3 hours per week. Review and confirm. Again, this is just a recap of what we are doing. And here you are. There's this training plan with the learning path. And I highly suggest you to always do this. So if you want to study something, please self-assign the learning path that you want to study as a training plan. It's very important to reach your goal. Hope I answer you, Francesca.
Yes, but I do have another question at this point. What if I'm a manager? Can I assign a training plan to my team?
Yeah, sure. So let's go to manage your company. So this manage your company button that you see here, only managers inside enterprise can access this this dashboard. And so when you are managing your company, you can go here in training and then training plans. And there are a few ways to assign training plan to your team. So one is to click here in new training plan. Here you can select your team. So let's suppose I'm selecting my team called Atlantis. And here, again, I can select whatever I want. So let's suppose I want to, again, assign the starter training plan to my team. Let's simply select. Here is the usual slider that we already saw. Review and confirm, confirm and assign. And here we go. We have the team with the training plan assigned. There are also other ways to assign a training plan to my team. For example, if I'm in the training library, let's suppose that I want to assign this data engineer starter training plan to my team. I can simply click on it and go to assign to my team, a button that you see here. And that's it. You select your team and it will work as expected again. Confirm and assign, and here we are. This is the team page that Brian was showing before with the training plan assigned. And also another way to assign a training plan. If you're on the team page, you can simply click on new training plan here. So there are a lot of ways to assign training to your team.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. But what if I want to reassign the same training plan content multiple times? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure. So basically, let's suppose that you have multiple teams, or for any reason you want to assign the same content to a specific person. There are a few ways to do that. So you can go select the training plan, go to settings, and clone. So when you clone the training plan, you can go here and you can select a team, or you can assign to a specific member. And basically, it will copy all the content of the training plan that we were cloning from. Simply as that. And if you want to assign multiple times the same content, there is also another way that I'm showing you right now, and it's using the content engine. So basically, if you're an admin in a company, you can go to content engine and you can create your custom training plan. So we are in Content Engine, we go to Training Plans, and you can create a new training plan. So you can build a new one or clone a different training plan. Here you can put a title, description, and here at the bottom you can select the steps of the training plan. So you can simply go here, you can select learning path or maybe exams. So here I already created one training plan, custom training plan. So here is where you will find all your custom training plans. So this is a training plan that I already created called custom training plan for my company, just for make you an example. And so now when we go to the training plan page, so here in this company, there are no training plan assigned. So let's assign a new training plan. And let's select a team. And here you can find custom training plan for my company. So the training plan that we created in Content Engine, it's now here, and you can select all the time you want. And even all the team manager in your company can assign this training plan that you created in Content Engine. So I hope I answered your question, Francesca.
Yes, absolutely. So from the something that caught my eye while you were on the Atlantis dashboard was that we were seeing 2 training plans, and I was wondering whether it is possible to sequence multiple training plans.
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So here, as you were saying, we are on the Atlantis page. And as you can see, there are 2 training plans. And so let's notice the due date. So the first one, Python Software Engineer Starter, it's starting today, and it will end on the 20th of May. When we assign the second training plan, automatically it was sequenced after the first one. And it will start on May 20. So this is something that we suggest a lot to companies, to sequence multiple training plans, because so you can plan ahead the training for your team and you don't have to worry, to assign new training every time the people complete the assigned training. And, we have some customers that they plan ahead for 6 or even 12 months, because you can add new training plan as you wish. You simply click here, you select the one you wish. And as you can see, now we have 3 training plans, and the third will start in August.
And can you also change the order?
Yeah, sure. So we have this feature. If you see here, we have rearranged training plans. You can go here and simply swap the training plan. And as you can see, the Java software developer that was the 3rd position is now in the 2nd position.
Ah, that's pretty cool, Stefano. And so what happens when a training plan reaches the due date?
Oh, great. Good question. So basically, let's suppose that my people are studying for the Python Software Engineer Starter training plan, and they go and they do not complete the training plan by the 20th of May. So the training plan will stay active on their dashboard until they complete it, because we want that at the end of the day, they have a goal, they have to achieve this goal. So even if they are over time, at least we keep the training plan as the first thing they see on their dashboard when they access CloudAcademy. But if we have a sequence of training plan, on the 20th of May, the 2nd training plan will fire. So meaning that those people that they are over time on the first one, they will see 2 training plans on their dashboard. They will see the first one that is after the due date, and the second one that they should start, or at least they should rush the first one to start the second one. But it will be evident on their dashboard that they have both training plan and that they have to complete the first one because they already have a second one that is active.
All right, so I actually have one last question for you. Aren't you happy that
Great.
it's the last one? So can I see all the training plans assigned to a given member? Is that possible?
Oh, yeah, sure. So one thing that can happen is that a member of a team has multiple training plan assigned. So we want you to be able to see the history of a specific member. So if you go to the training plan section inside this management dashboard, so again, this dashboard, it's only visible to managers inside companies. You can go to the members view. So let's search for myself. Here I am. If you click here, you can see the history of all the training plan that, you know, I already completed in the past, or maybe I have two active training plan because one is self-assigned and I just assigned it to my team. And also there are a couple of scheduled training plans, the one that we previously had in the sequence. So yeah, if you need to know all the history of training plan of a specific user, go to training plan, member view, and search for the user you want to check. You will find all the information about their training plan. And
okay, thank you so much, Stefano. And since we're getting to the Q&A, and I've just seen a question that I think it's for you, so I think you can answer it directly. One of our attendees is asking, what happens if you don't complete the training by the due date? Do you receive any gentle reminder?
Yeah, sure, of course. This is an important feature of the training plans, because with the training plans, we wanted you, the student, to be successful with CloudAcademy. So we use email to remind you of the fact that the training plan is, you know, reaching the due date, or it's now past the due date. And this is simply to help you, you know, reaching your goal, because sometimes we notice in the past without this email, people will maybe forget that they have a training assigned on CloudAcademy, because of course, we have a lot going on in our life, so we might forget something, and this email will simply help you, remind you that you set this goal and that we are reaching the due date, or we are past the due date.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so I noticed another question is regarding score. Currently appears beginner. How to move to the next level? So this is a great question. Maybe I can show here my profile. Or maybe, okay, so basically, currently we have a score system from 0 to 1,000, as you can see here from the tooltip. And beginner is until 300 points, you are a beginner. After you are intermediate, and then after 600 points, you are advanced. So how to go to the next level? Well, my suggestion would be to go to the training library and find the appropriate training. As we were seeing before, for example, for the Python job role, there is the starter, intermediate, and proficient plan. Or you can go to your profile, and as you can see here, there is a way to improve your score. Normally, if you do quizzes, exam, and labs, you will improve your score on a specific topic. So if you are interested in, you know, anything, you can go here and you can see how you are. For example, here on DevOps, I'm intermediate. And as you can see, I'm more than 300 points. But again, if I do some quizzes here, I might improve even more my DevOps skills. Okay, let's see if we. Yeah, I noticed a comment. 315 did not update to the next level. Yeah, I just did an approximation. It's not 300, it's 333. Actually, the difference between beginner and the intermediate. So I'm intermediate here because I'm 334. It's 1 point inside the intermediate level. Thank you for noticing this. Okay. Other questions? Yeah, one is, why can't I assign myself more than one training plan? So this is a great question because as you can see here, that we also saw before, the button here is disabled because I already assigned myself a training plan. And we currently are preventing you from assigning a new one. Basically because initially we thought that you should focus on one topic at a time. So we wanted you to only assign yourself a single training plan, but we are recently reconsidering this because, you know, there are some times that where you want to study multiple different things at the same time. Maybe I need to train something for my job, but at the same time, I want to train on something different for myself. So in this case, because of this reason, we are considering in the near future to allow you to self-assign multiple training plans. So you are completely free to do whatever you want with your training. Okay, I don't see any other question for me.
Okay, we can answer this one. I can take this one. What happens if you assign training to a team with its own sub-teams? So going back more to the, if you're a manager assigning teams your own training plans, yes, so if you create a team that contains other teams and you assign training to a team at the top level with sub-teams, then what will happen is effectively the whole team and all of its sub-teams will all receive that training plan. So the team at the top will receive it and anyone in teams below that team will receive it. If those teams already have sub-teams, it will basically be appended and you'll have the option to review everything that's going to happen as you assign the training plan, make any amendments that you want before you confirm and assign at the end. Regarding a question that's come in about new courses on security, we would direct you to have a look at our content roadmap for that, which you can access. It's linked to from the library, and you can take a look, and we'll also forward that on to our content team, who might be able to provide a bit more information on that.
All right, so I don't see any new questions, so I think that will be it for today. Thank you to Bryony and Stefano for leading this session, and to our audience, we hope you enjoyed it. Before we part ways, just a couple of reminders. You will receive the recording of this session as soon as it is available. Please fill out the end of webinar survey. Your feedback is extremely helpful in understanding what kind of webinars you'd like to see more of, and we truly value your feedback and anything that can help us help you and train better. Again, thank you for joining us, and until next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.